Wir haben noch 2 offene Punkte. Wir haben noch eine Karte, die nützlich sein soll. Und, was war denn das noch? Irgendwas war noch Gegenstand und von Interesse. Ich weiß es nur gerade nicht mehr. Was war das denn?
Can you tell me if you saw Mr. Montague Dunn on the day of his death?
Yes, of course. I met him, and we went to see Albert, his son, at around 9:30. He appeared quite calm.
What were you doing on the morning of the accident?
After paying multiple visits to Albert, I had a little talk with Miss White. Then I returned to my desk to complete some paperwork. Suddenly, I observed that Mr. Dunn was not feeling well, so I ran immediately to fetch Albert. I clearly remember that it was around 10:30, for I was late that morning.
Thank you, Mr. Hamish. We shall continue our investigation.
Danke. So. Gut. Jetzt wird das auch klar mit der Karte. Wahrscheinlich muss ich gleich feststellen, wer sich wo wann befand. Hallo, Madame. Wo waren Sie denn zur Tatzeit?
Can you tell me what Mr. Dunn was doing upon the day of his death?
I can, but there is nothing very special to say. I was in the laboratory when I saw Mr. Dunn heading towards me. Tuesday is the day of his weekly visit. It was supposed to be at 9, but he was 10 minutes late, as usual.
And then?
Well, he came in to say good morning. Then I saw him spend 2 or 3 minutes by the plants outside the laboratory. After that, he ran out in the direction of the nursery, where Mr. Hamish was working. He was always in a rush during the inspection, you see. I would pity anyone who stood in his way.
And that was the last time you saw him?
Yes. I stayed in the laboratory until 20 minutes to 11, when I heard the cries of Albert and Mr. Hamish from the large glass house. I joined them as soon as I could, for I knew that something must be very wrong.
What exactly were you doing in the laboratory?
I was recording an experiment for my thesis. I only stopped my work once when Mr. Hamish visited me briefly around 10 o'clock.
You say you were recording an experiment when the tragedy occurred. Might I listen to the roll?
Oh, certainly. Please do. You will find it in the laboratory. It is number 320.
Thank you, miss.
Im Labor. Okay. Ah, jetzt geht das schon wieder los. War das das Labor? Ich finde es im Labor. Habe ich nicht aufgepasst? Bin ich im Labor, oder? Okay. Sprechen wir erstmal mit ihm.
Your father's death does seem highly suspicious. What were your movements here on that day?
Suspicious? Well, I was working in the seed house, taking care of Lysa something, or Lear Pontus, or... No, wait. Ah, these Latin names. And I spent so many hours trying to memorize them.
Did you see your father that day?
Yes. He came here with Mr. Hamish for his weekly visit. There was nothing unusual about that.
And then?
Nothing. They stepped out to the backyard. It was perhaps 20 minutes before 10 o'clock. Then about 10 minutes later, I saw my father heading for the dry tropics room while Mr. Hamish returned here.
And Mr. Hamish and Miss White, what were they both doing that morning?
Mr. Hamish visited me a couple of times. I also saw him returning from talking with Miss White, and that was at 10 minutes past 10. But then he ran back here to me to tell me that my father was feeling unwell. We hurried across to the water lily room, and I found my father lying dead on the floor. Oh my God.
Thank you, young man. We shall see you again soon.
Oh, einige Zeit später.
Everyone has gone, Holmes. The way is clear.
Okay. Sporen einatmen. Hier stolpert er rein. Ja, weiter. Cool. Gehst du jetzt weg? Geh. Kollege. Kollege. Du bist der schlechteste Gehilfe. Hilfe! Komm, weg mit dir. Okay. Haut es um. Taumelt hier lang. Bricht ein.
When Montague Dunn
Ja,
was
das
standing
passt.
close by the plants, the caterpillars were released and caused the deadly spores to activate. Panicking, and likely already half asphyxiated, Montague Dunn started back and knocked over the bust. He rushed to the door, but it was locked. He had to force it open with his shoulder. We already know the outcome. Montague Dunn collapsed and died not far from the pool. Well, it is time to perform our experiment on the ventilation system.
Ja, gleich. Ich suche immer noch eine Sache. Finde heraus. Ich muss noch mal ins Labor. Ich weiß nicht, wo das war. Ich brauche noch diese Aufnahmen von der einen Tante. Das Labor. Das Labor. Da. Das Labor an der 3, natürlich. Da war ich doch richtig. Sie hat mir gesagt, welche Aufnahme ich mir anschauen soll. Und es soll im Labor liegen. Ah. Ich habe noch nicht aufgepasst. 320.
Here it is. Cylinder Records.
Mhm. So, was ist darauf zu hören?
These plants, classified as shrubs or grasses, have adapted to their arid environment due to a system of underground roots.
This recording seems very long. It is unnecessary to listen to all of it. Miss White was in the laboratory, as she told us.
Okay. Das ist der Beweis dafür. Bing. Okay. Verwenden. Okay. ja, sind jetzt alle weg. Ich muss jetzt zum Ventilationssystem. Müsste ja hier gewesen sein, oder? Okay.
First of all, I need to visit the Colonial Collection Room to see how those caterpillars dropped onto the deadly plants.
Hä?
First of all, I need to visit the Colonial Collection
Ach,
Room to
Mann.
see how those
Ja. Aber das hättest du mir auch vorher sagen können. Ja, Mann, sind das viele Türen immer. So. Und dann war es das Gebäude hier. Da muss ich rein. Ach, Mann. Das war jetzt sehr... Das war dumm von mir. Egal. Wir kommen ans Ziel. Hier rein, hier rein. Bin ich blöd? Ich hätte die paar Schritte mehr machen sollen. Ach, final. Okay. Das heißt, wir müssen hier gucken.
The caterpillars could only fall from the ventilation duct.
Genau.
Our caterpillars are in place. I'll activate the ventilation system so that they fall down. Watson, stay here and observe.
All right, Holmes.
Das wird ja lustig. Okay. Das haben wir vorbereitet. Ich weiß nicht, was ich mir anschauen soll mit dem. So. Und starten. So, Power.
The power is on.
On.
The engine cannot be started whilst the transmission is active. The engine has started. The ventilation system is working.
Aha.
From here, we are unable to see the interior of the Colonial Collection Room.
Das stimmt.
Excellent. This ventilation fan is working. Let us see if I can activate the other one.
The other one. Hier lang, hier lang, hier lang. Folge der Spur, Folge der Spur.
We can see the interior of the Colonial Collection Room from this window.
Und hier haben wir festgestellt, dass das der Arbeitsplatz ist von dem einen Typen. Bam.
Perfect. Now I just need to find Watson to check the result.
Das sehe ich ja so schon.
It works perfectly, Holmes. Bravo. Now, if you could just help me to get rid of these caterpillars.
Perfect. Now we know how the murder of Montague Dunn was carried out, by activating both Albert's and Mr. Hamish's fans.
But only from Mr. Hamish's workplace would it be possible to see when Montague Dunn entered the Colonial Collection Room.
Gut. Alles klar. Hamish hatte die Gelegenheit, die tödliche Pflanze im Colonial zu stimulieren. Als Biologe hatte er genau bewusst, wie dies zu erstellen ist. Ja. Okay. Das würde bedeuten, dass sie doch unerfahren war. Hamish ist schuldig. Hamish könnte der Täter sein. Er hatte die Gelegenheit, die Pflanze der göttlichen Gesellschaft zu stehlen und sie von seinem Arbeitsplatz aus zu stimulieren, unmittelbar nachdem Montague Dunn im Kolonial. Ja. Hamish verhaften lassen. Sorgen Sie dafür, dass Hamish verhaftet wird. Ja, so gefällt mir das.
Let's go to Scotland Yard.
Hier fehlt aber noch was. Ich hätte gedacht, dass wir noch mit der Karte was machen müssen. Gegenstand von Interesse. Das wird wohl noch wichtig. Alles klar. Kontaktieren Sie Lestrade, das tun wir jetzt. Hier, nee. Staff Room. Inspector. Da haben wir ihn.
Inspector, I believe that Martin Hamish is guilty of the murder of Montague Dunn.
Aha! I knew it. I'll send the lads around to arrest him.
Very good. I shall wait to hear from you.
Einige Zeit später.